In the wake of another horrific school shooting, 6 people, including 3 children, gunned down in Nashville this past week. So many conversations over what can be done to keep students and staff safe are being held all across this country. And short of legislation at the federal level, a security company based in Alabama is currently piloting a bulletproof fold-out safe room that could provide cover during an active shooter situation. Here with us now is the owner of KT Security Solutions, creator of that safe room, Kevin Thomas. Kevin, thanks so much for being here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you all for having us this evening.
Yeah, Kevin, it is not lost on me because we were speaking just a week ago, and that was the day before the tragedy unfolded in Nashville. And so we are here with yet another school shooting making headlines. What has changed for you, if anything, in the last week? Do you feel an even greater sense of urgency to move forward with these safe rooms?
I do. I mean, I think, it just goes to show you that we need to have something in place while we fix these bigger issues as a country. So, there's a layered approach, I think, that is needed. I don't think we're a one-size-fits-all, and I don't think there's any other products or services, for that matter, that are a one-size-fit-all. I mean, I think we need to have a layered system which, will include resource officers, will recruit or include shooter detection systems as far as pinpointing where the shots are, so you know where you are in proximity to that and what you do have in your plan to either evacuate or to shelter in place. And if we're sheltering in place, obviously that's where ours come into account. As you can see, the officers in Nashville did an extremely extraordinary job in handling the situation, about as timely as you can do it in real time, considering what they were up against. And with that said, we still are in a 2-minute range, and in that 2-minute range, there's a lot of things that can happen. And if we have some things in place that can allow them to be in a safe haven, so to speak, inside the school in that 2 minutes response time, hopefully outcomes will be different in these situations. And as we are learning, the shooter saw that there was more security at a different school that she was targeting. And since that had security there, she said, well, that's not going to be my most effective place. And she went to a different school. So it just shows you that when you have security things in place, people do take those into account when they're going to cause harm on a target. The softer the target, the easier that's where they want to go. So we need to remove that from their thought process, that no school is now a soft target, that we have implementations in place, and whether it's officers, our safe rooms, detection systems, or all of the above would be the prime way to go.
Yeah, and Kevin, I just want to make sure that we have enough time for this. I appreciate it and apologize for the interruption.
No,
I want to roll the video of exactly how these work, and would love if you could walk us through it. It's essentially a whiteboard that can withstand even AR-15 fire and no handle on the outside. Is that the idea here?
It is. We want to stop all of the firearm threats that have been used to date in a school shooting of this nature. So we want to give them the opportunity to be able to stop these bullets and be in a safe zone while the police officers do their job. And as we saw, they're doing it well.
Kevin, bottom line, how much does this cost? Who would pay for it? And how can parents ask for these to be put in their classrooms?
Right now we're working with lawmakers on Capitol Hill. Currently, we have about 5 or 6 lobbyists from different states with different concerns that are working on a united front on our behalf to get the money reallocated with what we have. I mean, we can allocate this money, but it's not going to come out of education budgets. It's going to come out of security, like Homeland Security and things like that, because this is more of a security-driven issue, not an education issue, and that's not the burden of the schools. It's a burden of us as taxpayers because of the times that we have dealt with schools. It's supposed to be a safe haven, and it shouldn't be something that they take on by themselves just to protect themselves. But I think we have so many things being protected other than schools, and it's just weird that we're having to now protect our children in what we once considered a safe haven zone for our children for decades and actually centuries before now. So we want to be able to return that safe haven to our schools.
I hear you, Kevin. I hear you, and I know this is just one step of many, but I truly appreciate you joining us once again to speak a little about it. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.